typically, you know, when people do a heel hook, most people do it where they start to, this is how I was taught years and years ago at this point, to kind of like bring, you have the hip, and it kind of creates a turning motion, but you really, most of the heel hook itself, the braking action is coming from crushing the toes and pushing the hips through. And there isn't as much of this rotation as you would think. The rotation, again, encourages your partner to roll, and then you have to chase your partner. And sometimes that can work out in your favor, but sometimes you're not ready for it and your partner escapes. So often for escapes, it's probably better not to roll and spin and take off if we don't have to. Now, as a last resort, and you feel this is your only option, then do that. But again, that ends up in being a scramble, and you end up disengaging from your partner. You end up creating more distance, right? You'd be better off if you could just have a way to kind of safely escape and then re-enter into the attack, right? Whether it be another leg entanglement or some upper body position. Okay, so if we're here, Josh is going to do this attack on me. So he comes here. So he does it exactly the opposite of where the camera is. So we can move, we can rotate because everybody's sitting over here. Or the camera can rotate. Okay, cool. So we're here. So first thing we need to think of is we already made a lot of mistakes to get to this point, right? We were able to be broken down the hip. We allowed my leg to get pretty entangled here. We have this connection all right here. But one thing we want to make sure is the whole time is we're trying to hide our heel, right? If Josh goes for my heel, and I put my heel down and hide it away, he keeps going for my heel, it starts to buy me a good bit of time. He goes for my heel, it's pulling down towards his hip, and it's away. At this point, then I have some time to work with it, right? If he was maybe going for like a straight ankle lock, he's starting to wrap over, I boot my foot. I keep my foot booted, and I turn my heel in. So now if he starts to go for a straight ankle, he starts to do this, and he starts to do a straight ankle, and now it's booted, and he tries to do this, and now a straight ankle is pretty much defended. Notice the whole time, too, I'm trying to keep my knee straight. Straight knee is generally the strongest knee that you want to have for all these leg locks, with the exception of the knee bar, right? So you want to have a nice straight leg here. So he's either attacking with an ankle lock here, right? Or he goes for a heel hook, which I hide my heel, and I start to curl. This time I'm curling it. Once the heel is away from him, I'm making sure to keep it away by curling it down to his hip, okay? Now, I can't do much when it comes to defense to his upper body, because if he's down there, grab the leg, I don't care what way you're trying to do. He's trying to attack my leg. I can't reach his arms very effectively. And if he doesn't want me anywhere near his arms, he simply flares his knee and puts it in the middle of my chest. I can't get anywhere near him at this point, okay? But what I can get near is his feet, okay? So it makes very little sense at this position to kind of start to pull against his hands, right? I need to go after his feet, so I'm going to start to come here, and I'm going to start to come and start to sit over his leg. So now, even if he starts to do the heel hook here, right? One, my leg is very, very straight here. He starts to go, and there's really not a whole lot of danger at this point. Right? My leg is straight. He gets under my heel. And then he starts to push back. I'm in pretty good shape at this point. I start to come here. He starts to do the heel hook. I mean, you feel that there's very little opportunity.
I lost the lever up here.
Yeah, and my knee is very straight. So what I can do here is once my leg is like this, I can start to turn. See my heel? I can slip my heel to the inside. So he has this grip. If I start to point my toes at this point, now my leg is in, and I'm going to curl and hide it back away once again. Okay? So let's go back. So he's here, right? And my leg is bent. He starts to lock his heel hook. Right there. Yeah, there it is. Good. So you can lock your hands. So here he is, right? So this is not ideal situation, right? So as he starts to do this, I'm going to have to clear this as soon as possible, right? The whole time I'm trying to make sure, one, that I can get that heel away. If I look right there, you guys can't see it in the camera, but I just pop my heel a little bit, where now it's a little more free, my leg is straight, okay? Here, comes over. Now he starts to apply this heel hook here. He starts to come back. Look, right here, just popped inside, look. As he starts to come here, my leg is straight. See, it just pops in. I point my toes, straighten my legs, make your lock tight. And he starts to fall back to apply this lock. That's it. Now if I need help here, right, I have an arm now. Now I'm off to the side, right? It's harder for him to make this wall. So if he still has a good grip and I need some help, I can come in here. And I'm out. okay? Now, from here, once I'm here, actually, let's actually stop there because it's going to get a little more complicated with the next leg entanglement. So let's stop there. So let's go back one more time through defense on this heel, okay? So we're here. So he locks my heel. Now, first thing, a bent knee like this is going to be very easy for him to break, okay? He's got my heel, so the idea of hiding the heel is already passed, right? I didn't successfully hide it. So I'm going to try to straighten my leg, and I'm trying to point my toes here. I'm going to get this hook here. And if I can, right there, you can't see it, but I just pop my heel to the inside. So now the thread of the heel is gone, but if he still has my heel, which I just gave him back, I can now take the hand in, and I can start to come over here, and now it's out. Okay? Does this make sense? Okay, let's go.